One of the hardest truths that I've had to accept is that you can genuinely love someone and still know that they are not the right person for you. We do assume that if the love is real, then the relationship should work. And we ask ourselves, the love is real, why is the relationship not working? Maybe love in itself is actually not enough. This is Life Notes, a page from life, one episode at a time. I did mention that love in itself is actually not enough. But you know what? It should be enough. You know why? Because even the Bible says that love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, and so on and so forth. So love actually comprises of all of these things. Because when you love someone, you will not envy them. When you love a person, you would care for them. When you love the person, you'll be patient enough to listen to them. So you cannot love someone and not be kind towards them. You can't say you love someone and you envy the person. That is not love. So love comprises of all of these things, but sometimes we kind of do separate love from all of these other things, which shouldn't be the case. So when I say love in itself is not enough, it is in the context of that feeling, love being described as just that feeling and that desire you have for the person, taking aside the trust, the honesty, the loyalty, the care towards the person, and so on and so forth. So love in itself, as described by people as just that feeling and that, attraction you have towards the person and that desire you have towards the person, is actually not enough. It's not enough for a healthy relationship. It's not enough for a relationship that you want to be committed, in a relationship that you want to go far. So when I hear people saying that love conquers everything, and if you do understand it in that context of love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, when you love someone, you care for them, then I'll understand when people say love conquers everything, because love comprises of all of these things. When you love someone, it means you will care for them. It means you be patient. You will not yell at them. It means you would be honest. It means you would appreciate them, right? It means you be patient towards them. But that love that people kind of put in the context of the desire is actually not enough. A lot of things are very important when it comes to a healthy relationship. We're looking at trust, we're looking at commitment, we're looking at shared values, we're looking at the efforts, we're looking at the consistency, we're looking at the care. All of these things would actually play a role, and not that love or that love desire that you feel towards the person. So love, that feeling that you have towards the person, is actually very important, but it's not enough. You would need all of these other components if it is missing. Have you ever loved someone deeply and yet you constantly feel unhappy? Unhappy because there is lack of communication, unhappy because they are being dishonest, unhappy because they do not care for you as much as you do care for them? Have you been in that situation where you genuinely love someone deeply, yet they don't really value you as much? Have you ever been in that situation where you love someone so much, but they just don't care? Like you feel so unhappy deep down, even though you love the person. And your love is not enough to fill that gaps of miscommunication. The love is not enough to actually fill that gap of honesty or or that, yes, that gap of honesty. The love is not actually enough to fill that gap of compassion. Yes, you're in there. Yes, you love the person so much, but you still feel unhappy because there's a lot of gaps in there. And your love is not enough to actually bring about this healthy relationship. So first, love isn't the only ingredient. And second, people usually confuse chemistry with compatibility. They are two different things. Chemistry is that butterflies you feel in there when you see the person. Chemistry is the attraction. Chemistry is the excitement. Whenever you see this person, you're so excited about him or her. Chemistry is the emotional connection, that you feel when you're around this person. But compatibility is your goals. Do they even align? How do you guys solve problems? When there is conflict, how do you handle it? Will one person just go silent for like a month without talking to you? Or will they just go all out and yell and destroy your properties or something? Like, how do you guys handle conflict? How do you solve problems? What are your goals? Do they really align? Or you're just in there? That is compatibility. Compatibility is whether you guys can build a peaceful life together. Someone can actually make your heart race. Someone can make you feel all the butterflies, and still not that person who can actually build a peaceful life with you. So there can be that chemistry, but you may or may not be compatible. So the fact that there is chemistry doesn't mean that there is compatibility. This brings me to the third point. Love does not remove red flags. You can love someone and it doesn't mean that the person is going to communicate with you properly. You can love someone and it doesn't mean that the person is going to respect you. You can love someone, it doesn't mean that the person is going to be emotionally available. So love does not remove red flags. The fact that you love someone doesn't mean that the red flags are going to go. The red flags are there, and your love is not enough to remove all those red flags. Sometimes love would actually make us not notice things that we would normally see. You're kind of like blinded and you're like, oh, he would change, she would change, it's gonna be okay, I would manage. You're compromising. What exactly are you going to manage? What exactly are you going to manage? What are you managing? We've actually 10 managers. So when you are blinded, you tend to manage inconsistent effort. You tend to manage emotional unavailability. You tend to manage disrespect, right? You tend to manage all of these things. Reason being just known to yourself. The fact that you love the person, it does not mean that the red flags are going to be raised. The red flags are there. So love is actually like not enough. And this brings me to ask, have you ever actually made excuses for someone's behavior just because you love them? Yeah, I guess you have. I don't know if I have, but maybe I have at one point. You're making excuse just because you love the person. You are you're giving the person the benefit of the doubt. Or you're just making excuses for the person that, oh, he did this because he's in this mood, or he did that because he's probably sick and not feeling okay. Have you found yourself in such a situation? Yeah. Love is not enough to remove the red flags. Number 4, the timing also matters. timing matters. It's very important. There are some people that can be good for each other, but the timing is wrong. Reason being that one person wants to get married, the other person just wants to be free, or someone wants to focus on their career, another person wants to have children, and it's like the timing, the priority, you know. Someone thinks that, oh, marriage is my priority right now. Another person feels like, oh, they're gonna give away their freedom so soon, or they'll probably feel like they're actually not ready. It can also be maybe issues with finances. They want to actually be properly satisfied with how much they have and know that it's actually sufficient for them to enter the marriage with, than for them to just have like some expectations that they cannot actually like carry. So the timing do matter. It's not bad that people actually have interest in different things, but the problem is you are heading towards different direction. So sometimes a relationship would probably end not because you guys don't love each other or something, but the direction is different. There is no alignment. And one would say, why not sacrifice something for someone? But it becomes tough when you don't know who is sacrificing. Who is sacrificing for who? And for what? You know? And that is where it can be challenging. So you would actually genuinely want to be with someone who is actually ready to be with you. Not just ready, but also wants to be with you. The fifth point, love should not cost you your peace. If you are constantly anxious, if you are always crying, always disturbed, always depressed, constantly questioning yourself, why am I in this situation? You know, constantly questioning where you stand, what you are doing, where do I stand in this relationship? It's like you don't even know whether you are being valued or not. You don't even know who you are in there. You know, you are constantly going through all of this. That is not what you want for yourself. Like, do you really want to go through that every single day of your life? Do you really want to go through all of that, constantly crying? There is always abuse. You're always asking where you stand. You're always anxious. That is not what you want for yourself. Love should kind of challenge us sometimes, but not at the expense of our peace. So number 6, I think the previous one was 5, so this is 6. So the 6th point is, we sometimes love potential instead of reality. Instead of reality, we love potential. We are like, oh, they will change, they will stop, she will change, she will stop. So instead of looking at the reality right now, we are thinking of the potential that they are going to change. You're giving it some time. You're waiting. You need to know what you want now. And relationship should be based on someone who is who they are today and not who they will potentially become tomorrow or in the future. You know, so why are you with them then? Tomorrow is not guaranteed. How do you know they're going to change? How do you know they're going to stop? So instead of loving reality, we're always trying to love the potential. Oh, we're hoping that this is going to happen. If you love them for who they are right now, that is okay. And you think you can deal with it, that is fine. But if not, why are you hoping? Why are you hoping that they're going to change? They're going to become better? They're going to stop whatever it is that they're doing, you know? Have you thought of that? I mean, these are actually like points that are very interesting, and a lot of people actually like go through it. I'm sure it's not just something that is based on just few people. I think it cuts across like genders, I mean, male, female, whatever it may be. So sometimes when you leave someone, it is not because you don't love them. Also, when you stay, it doesn't mean you love yourself. So sometimes leaving doesn't mean that the feeling is erased. It just means that you've actually finally started loving yourself. It just means you've come to the realization that love and compatibility aren't always the same. So that is the 7th point. Staying doesn't actually mean that you do love yourself. The 7th point, no, I think the 8th, is it the 8th point? Yes, the 8th point. Love is not meant to hurt constantly. If there is constant emotional exhaustion, like constant emotional exhaustion, then there is a problem. If there is constant emotional exhaustion, of course, no relationship has, there's no relationship that doesn't have like disagreement. There is disagreement, you can disagree, that is okay. It's normal for every relationship, but when there is constant emotional exhaustion to the point where every day feels like survival to you, like you wake up every day and you feel like you just survived, then there is a question mark. Even if it is not like every day, even if it is every week, constant emotional exhaustion, and there is every week feels like survival, then there is a big question mark. The 9th point is that one of the hardest decisions that you can ever take is to walk away from someone you still love. Not because you don't care for them anymore, but you have just come to realize that the relationship is actually not helping either of you to become who you actually want to be. It's not helping you to be the best version of yourself. It's not helping you to grow. And even though you still love this person, you just feel like the best decision is to walk away. It's not that easy. It's actually very, very hard. But if you are someone who have done that before, just because you want to have your peace of mind, not because you don't love them anymore, but because you feel like the relationship is not actually making you grow, instead of actually developing you, it's actually draining you. Instead of adding value to your life, it's actually devaluing you. Instead of actually building you, it's actually breaking you. It's really hard to walk away from such when you know very well that you still love this person. So love, like I said, I don't know if that was the 2nd point or 3rd point, that it can't cancel the red flags. The red flags will always be there. You have to be intentional to want to deal with it yourself. That is, if you are the person that needs to deal with your problems. So maybe the question isn't really, do I love this person? Maybe the true question is, can I actually build a healthy life together with this person? So the fact that you love someone doesn't mean that you'll be compatible with them. And for you to be able to work on yourself. You have to be intentional about it, because love isn't really love. That feeling isn't enough. You need more than that, and you need someone who is committed and someone who really value you. The relationship should actually, like I said, add more value to your life than to break you. You know, it should rather make you a better person, that you feel like without this person, I probably wouldn't have been able to get this or get that or do this or do that. You feel like my life is better with this person in my life. I am happy, I'm at peace with not only this person but also with myself, and I'm at a happy place. So this has been Life Notes, just a quick reflection. Thank you for staying with me, and I'll see you in another page from life.